Hey everyone, it's Job. Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. Before we get started, I wanted to start something new on this channel. At the start of journaling videos, I want to share creations and work from our community. Tag me on Instagram using @jobsjournal and the hashtag jobsjournal so I can share your lovely work with the rest of our awesome community. Today's community creator is iJournal UC from Singapore. Go show her some love. Okay, let's get started. So I've been journaling in my One Book July notebook for a few days now, and I've been loving it, but I feel like I've been falling into this style that I kind of want to break out of. I've been making a lot of muted and earthy spreads, and I love that. I love that look, but I wanted to go for something more bold and graphic. So I thought I would start off this journaling spread by using some black paper to script out. Well, I'm not scripting this out. I am putting like a sketch of the word July, and this is in block letters, and I thought I would create a pattern over top of this, so when I cut those letters out, the letters will have this kind of seamless pattern on it with very graphic and bold white lines. So thought this would be very high impact and something a little bit more out there than my usual I guess muted spreads that I've been doing in this craft paper notebook. And I'm just going to say this, I've been loving the craft notebook. It's so nice. I feel like I haven't journaled on a craft notebook in a really long time. I think it was probably in a travel journal a few years back, and I love it. I love craft paper, and I think I'm going to try and use more craft paper notebooks once I use up my Vertical Weekly insert. But I am just letting that Posca paint dry, and I was just making simple botanical illustrations in there. But today I also wanted to break out of my collaging, and I wanted to incorporate more painted elements because I am getting so rusty with watercolors and paints in general, because I've been favoring the digital art medium. Online art, I guess that's the same thing, but you know what I mean. I've been making a lot of digital art lately, and I thought I should bust out my paints, and I was so rusty. I didn't know what to paint. I was not confident to make like anything, so I thought I would make a gradient first, and I thought I would just journal in this. But as I continued painting, I realized I can make a sort of sunset sky. So it would be an ombre from yellow to orange to like a red magenta to a purple to a blue. So it's a pretty intense process because I haven't worked with watercolors in a while, and painting on craft paper is a little bit wild because things are going to inherently look a little bit muddy because watercolor is transparent and the paper that we're using underneath is brown. So it's just going to be a little bit more muddy in general. So I made really thick, I guess I was painting with a pretty thicker consistency of paint than I would normally do. I tried to treat this like gouache because gouache is more opaque, but I don't know why I just didn't use gouache to begin with. But this was actually fun. I was pulling from Mark Conlon's work. I was kind of looking at it while I was working. Mark Conlon is an artist that I love. He uses a lot of like oranges and blues, so I kind of went for like a primary color scheme, and his work has that, I don't know, it just has that certain look to it. I love it. I'll link his work down below, but I really admire his work, and I kind of went for that look. This is a little bit more graphic, a little bit more bold, and it's very colorful considering that I've been like just using like browns and beiges and like I guess reds or like a dark red in my journal in the past few days. And I turned this this little gradient painting at the bottom into I guess like a night sky silhouette. So I added a few trees, a few houses. They're just kind of like blobs, but you could kind of get the rough outline of a tree, and I think that's what most silhouettes are supposed to be. And I put this little street light as the main like tall vertical point, and I really liked how this turned out. I think on screen it looks a little bit darker, but on real life, like in real life, it looks a little bit more vibrant, which I like. If I were to do this again, I think I would use gouache, so it would really kind of show up on the page, but I think it gets the job done. I was struggling with the painting on the right hand side of the spread, and I kind of made like this graphic corner, like it's supposed to be like a corner in a room and there's a potted plant, and I don't know how I like this one. But I should probably say that I used my black Sumi ink aquash pentel hybrid. So I basically just took an aquash water pen and filled it with Sumi ink, and that's what I used for like the black for the little sky scene. But I had to let that dry because I put in a lot of paint on that paper, and it was very thick paint, so I just let it dry, and I just cut out the block letters that we worked on earlier. This is I guess a little bit more bold than my other titles or like dates to my journal spread, which I like, and I think I want to try this technique again. It's kind of fun making your own like pattern paper, and it doesn't take too long if you're just using like basic fun doodles like leaves and vines and stars and stuff. And yeah, I definitely want to try this with like a more muted tone with like craft paper and white maybe. But yeah, as you can see, everything looks really bold right now. I'm going to use that tearaway calendar sheet as usual. I was thinking about not using it, but I was a little bit lazy. I didn't want to make one more kind of patterned blocky, I don't know what we're calling these like letters, like these patterned paper letters, I don't know. And now my big head is covering the work. As you can see, my hair is a lot longer now. I went pretty short. I had a buzz cut for a few months, but I was growing it out, and now I want to color it a different color, but that's for a different video, and I'm rambling. But as you can see, I think the painting on the right kind of came together when I added some black outlines to the little potted plant. It kind of has that more graphic-y look, and I thought I would kind of run with that and introduce at least a few collage elements. So I had this paper that I've had for a while. I think this is from the dollar store journaling challenge, and this is just construction paper that you can get anywhere, and I chose blue and yellow because those are the two colors that seem to be quite prominent in this spread. I was gonna use some red, but I don't think I had any red construction paper, weird enough. And I finished my tape runner, so I had to refill it. And then I used this black washi tape, which is one of the first washi tapes that I purchased back in like 2014, I believe. I've had it for a while. It's gone to Korea with me. It's been everywhere, and I still haven't used it up because it's so graphic and it kind of looks like electrical tape, but I love it. I added a few kind of moon celestial type pattern tapes as well. There's this blue and yellow one that I got from Daiso a few years back, and then there's a yellow and green grid tape. I was considering not using this one, but the yellow is like the perfect shade of yellow, and even though there's no green on the spread, I thought it was all right. I added some finishing touches with a white Posca marker. I scripted out the word Wednesday. I actually put the wrong calendar sheet, actually. I think this was actually for Wednesday, July 8th or 9th, but that's all right. And then I wrote "Be kind to yourself" on the, I guess right beside the painting, the sky painting, just because, I don't know, it was just a nice sentiment to add. And I think I was feeling a little bit down or just tired from work that day, so I wrote that down. And then I usually journal with like a pen, but I added a border with my Posca paint marker, and I decided to just journal with that Posca paint marker because my white Uniball Signo white gel pen, which I usually love, was kind of acting up on me, and the white Posca paint marker just works so well. It's like my favorite art supply as of late. It just shows up on the craft perfectly, and as you can see, I wrote my journaling on the vertical. Does that make sense? I wrote it vertically. There you go. And then I added some finishing touches of some blue stars here and there, and I ended up removing the blue washi tape that I added earlier, and I cut it down to make it a little bit more of a skinny washi tape. Overall, I really enjoyed the spread, and I loved the title, or at least the July block letters. If you end up trying this, make sure to let me know or tag me on Instagram, because I really want to see if you try using that technique. And I think that's it, folks. Let me know what you want to see in terms of videos next week, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.